Which is more important in a health insurance plan? Is it the policy features or the conditions? So in today's video, we are going to understand which one is more important for us. So myself, I am Narendra representing Manavi Wealth Pvt Ltd. So every one of us, before buying any insurance plan, we always tend to understand the features and the benefits of the policy, right? Sometimes we tend to ignore the conditions which are going to hit our service, or which are going to affect in long run. So in today's video, let's see what are those important conditions one need to be aware of. The first and important condition is the room rent limitation. In many of the policies, the policy will come with a condition like 1% of the room rent will be covered from sum insured and 2% of the cover will be given for an ICU admission. What does it mean? So if you have a 5 lakh rupee policy, and if there is a limitation of 1% of room rent, which means 5,000. For a ICU, if the limitation is 2%, which means on a 5 lakh rupee policy, the per day ICU room rent limit would be 10,000 rupees. What will happen if the room rent is beyond that 5,000 rupees and the ICU rent is more than the 10,000 rupees? So let's take an example. The cost of the room rent is 7,000 rupees in the hospital which the person got admitted, but as per your policy conditions, you are allowed to take only up to 5,000 rupees. So you generally think there is a variation of 2,000 rupees. Say for example, if the patient has to stay in the hospital for 7 days, so for 7 days, this differential amount of 2,000, one need to pay 14,000 rupees extra, right? You are mistaken. In reality, you have to look in this way. So the difference between 5,000 and 7,000 is not 2,000, it is 40% more than the prescribed limit. So in this case, the total hospital bill will be elevated by 40% more. That 40% more has to be borne by the customer, not insurance company is going to help you in this regard. Yes, what you heard is right. So try to understand this condition, whether you have this condition in your policy or not. Please do connect with your health insurance advisor so that it will give you peace of mind at the time of any unforeseen admission of hospitalization. And the second most important condition is the co-payment. So in many of the policies, there is a concept called co-payment. Generally, co-payments start with 5%, 10%, 20%, 30%. Let's assume you have chosen a policy which is having a 10% co-payment. So if a hospitalization bill is around 10 lakh rupees and the policy is having a 10% co-pay, so 1 lakh has to be borne by the customer, remaining 9 lakh will be paid by the insurance company. So let's assume you have a condition of 20% co-pay in the policy. On a 10 lakh rupee hospital bill, 20%, which is 2 lakh rupee, has to be borne by the customer and the rest of the money will be borne by the insurance company. This is the major differentiating factor where the premiums from X company and Y company varies. A company which is having a co-payment, sub-limits, deductibles, room rent limitations will have a lesser premium, and the policy which doesn't have these conditions will have a little higher premium. So this is one most important differentiating factor in many of the health insurance plans. So you have to check whether these conditions are there or not. So let's quickly see the other conditions as well. If the co-payment option is there, that is going to affect your claim. And the second important thing is there is a concept called deductible in most of the health insurance plans. Say most of the health insurance plan comes with a deductible of 25,000 rupees, 50,000 rupees or 1 lakh rupee. What will happen to this? Say you have chosen a plan with a 50,000 rupees deductible. It means any hospitalization bill up to 50,000 rupees have to be borne by the customer who bought the insurance plan. So beyond 50,000 rupees bill will be paid by the insurance company. So the other important condition in a health insurance plan one have to see is sub-limits. In many of the plans, this sub-limit is again an evil which will force you to pay from your pockets. So what does it mean in reality? So sub-limit is a condition where it may have disease specific limitations or room rent specific limitations, or number of times a specific illness can't be repeated. If it repeats, the policy would get limited to only few certain claims only. So there were many other important conditions one have to see as well. So hope this video has given you a better idea about the conditions in a health insurance plan. For more details and conditions, you have to contact your health insurance advisor or your financial advisor. So stay tuned. Thank you.